Big up Spurs fans near and far. The day after tomorrow, this is moving like the movie with Tom Cruise, where all of a sudden, next minute, you start seeing zombies that can run. Do you get me? You know, like that day after tomorrow. But I got my brothers Zeus, Marlon, because of the late starting of this show. Eugene is not able to be here, but hopefully he might be able to be here afterwards. I'm not sure, but big up Eugene, my brother as well. Um, Marlon, how are you? And then I'm gonna ask Zeus, how are you, man? Just generally, we don't need to talk ball, we don't need to talk and then we'll get into the last 24 hours. But quickly moving on to what is the blueprint, the first one of the season. But Marlon, how are you? You looking very jovial despite the
I'm all right.
circumstances.
You know what it is? I just noticed Spurs fans are broken over one transfer. I just find it so amazing. He didn't want to come in it, so there's nothing you can do. You can't make these things break you. I've just seen so much people that's like, it's like the end of the world, man. It's what it is, isn't it? It's got to move on.
Come,
It's Spurs.
What does that mean though? It's Spurs.
Nothing surprises you until you see them have that top on in the stadium. Nothing surprises you, and it is what it is. If he came, he came. I don't know if his heart's not in it. Then what can you do? So you got to work with what you got in it. It's going to be tricky without a number 10, but hey, we'll see.
Fair. And we're going to get into it today as well. But Zeus, how you feeling, bro? Yesterday we jumped on, we started chopping it up. Marlon saw it because he sent me a direct message going, Dej, you're taking this a bit too deep. You're taking this a little bit too much, my bro. And I'm like, yo, Marlon, this is going to be on football. But Zeus, what are you saying? You've had 24 hours to reflect. How you feeling, bro?
Now I'm good. I'm calm. Like, okay, whatever. It's football. But I mean, no more of this like internet shenanigans, following like tweets and updates and all that. Like, I'm done with all that stuff now. Now it's just everything is just all about Thomas Frank, and the manager. And I hope this makes Thomas Frank turn into like some type of super villain where he's like, all right, I'm gonna mess up everybody in the league based on that. Like, I don't know if you know how what's his name? Barack Obama was making fun of like Trump at like the presidential dinner or something like that. And it was at that point that like, Trump was like, yo, I'm gonna run for president just to get back at these guys. So I'm hoping something like that happens with Frank. Like, maybe not leave it to the extent, but like some of these owners that were involved with Parish, Marinakis, like Frank's just like, yo, I'm gonna mash up this league. Even without like a high profile player like Eze, right? I'm just gonna show these guys how really good I am. So it's just all about Frank right now for me.
Yeah, I want to kind of get into that real quick. I don't want to spend too much on it because I feel like we've had enough people chatting about it, positive or negative. I've heard people like Arthur and Marlon say, look, it's not that deep. At the end of the day, the brother is an Arsenal fan. He didn't really want to come. For me, I'm saying, no, we were made to look like mugs. I've never felt so low with regards to a transfer. And then I was thinking, is it that Thomas Frank is gonna say, you know what, suck yourself, let me show man what I'm about? Or is he gonna be like, rah, like, you man let me down. Like, you man have given me no tools to work with? Which one is it? Zeus and then Marlon.
I mean, I think it's the former, if I heard that correctly. Like, a good manager is a good manager, right? And sometimes you just find ways to win. Yeah, you're missing your best players or the best talent, but you can find a way to be competitive. Definitely the ceiling is lower. Expectations are lower without like all these first options. But in the way the team is, I don't know if you want to get into prediction and all that, like with Eze, Savinho, I'm thinking top 4, if even a title challenge is on. But now that's come drastically down. It's more like, okay, mid-table for Frank in his first season is success, So yeah, I mean, definitely it's more about a lot of pressure on the manager to come good, but I think he's a really good manager, and at the very least we're going to improve from last season, right? So
for real. I'm sorry. Marlon, what are you saying? Did we let Frank down, or Is it that, like Zeus is saying, a good manager is a good manager? Away, and also you might as well add into it maybe what you've seen of Thomas Frank so far.
Another question is, do you think Frank actually wanted Eze?
Well, I read a month ago that he preferred Morgan Gibbs over Eze. I did read that a month ago, but it didn't make sense to me. So can you help me make sense of it?
Obviously he might have been second or third choice. It's a tricky one. I just think sometimes it is down to the player, innit? And I think, to be fair, I think they're holding out to see if Arsenal came in, because apparently he spoke to Arsenal in July and they accepted his offer. He accepted the wages and stuff like that. So I think it was a bit of a waiting game, because I don't know how Spurs were waiting until after tonight's game, which he didn't play, because they wanted him to play. Then Arsenal come in, then they accept it, and he's not playing. So I don't know. I think there's a bit of trickery going on between maybe his agent or his team, as his team, to try and get Arsenal into action. And it just went over the line. But my thing is, if a player don't want to come, why try him? No, maybe he did want to come, but if his heart was set on Arsenal, because he's been there before, he's been in the academy, maybe he just wants to go back home, innit? So it is what it is. Don't get me wrong, I think he would have been a good addition, but then, somehow they need to cover up that number 10 position, because,
I tell you,
good teams where they're going to find it hard to break them down.
Bro, I tell you what it is for me, and then, I don't really want to dwell on Eze. He's a waste man for doing that. I do think something underhanded happened, because the way they were shifting the goalpost, it was very clear they were probably waiting out for Arsenal. He probably got wind of it. And I don't like that. For me, I like people who are straight talking. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. But this kind of, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and then you do a study in the last minute. I really feel like Karma should just hit Eze in his headpiece, to be honest. And you know what I mean? And he doesn't get into the England squad just on that alone. And then, people might say I sound salty. People might say I sound bitter. But at the end of the day, there's also a decorum in it. Just to do things with respect. We're talking about Eze doing things right with Crystal Palace, not throwing his toys out the pram the way that Isak's doing it. But then the same way, the way that he dealt with us and then did us dirty. I think he's no different to Isak, in my opinion. But what I would say, bro, is this. For me, what I'm struggling with is that I watched Eze against Chelsea, and I was talking about how Eze could strike a partnership with Kudus. Because when I'm looking at Kudus, I think he's levels above the rest of our attack. I feel like
he 100, and he's strong as well.
Yeah, but I feel like he looks around and he thinks, I don't trust you, Richarlison. I don't trust you, Solanke. I don't trust you, Odibe. I don't trust Tel. I don't think. Whereas with Eze could have struck a relationship with him like he had with Elise, where he goes, you know what? At least I got another one of my man them. That when we're playing the big teams like United, like if you look at Cunha and Mbeumo on the weekend, Cunha and Mbeumo were tearing up Arsenal. No one else was doing anything until Diallo came on. And I was kind of hoping that Eze and Kudus could have struck that kind of relationship where when we're playing the top six, them two men are just running the show.
Yeah.
The issue I have at the moment is it's all well and good that he might have been Thomas Frank's second or third choice. But I can't think for the life of me who is a better 10 and a better fit for Spurs other than Eze.
Is Eze a 10 though?
I think that's what we were planning to use him as, bro. He can play a 10 or a left-sided midfield. Because remember, we're bringing in Savinho for the left-hand side. So we were bringing in Eze full 10.
Yeah, I know. I think we're bringing him there, but I'm saying, is he actually a 10? So I don't know. I need to see his stats. I don't know how creative he is like that. I know he drives with the ball. He's got a shot on him, but I don't know how creative he is like that. I don't know. Maybe we don't know more.
Big up your girl for the raid. Zeus, what are you saying, bro?
I think in terms of creativity, I want to say last season in all comps, it was like 18 and 10 or something like that. I could be wrong, but I think those are what his stats were looking like. But yeah, what's the question?
But my question is, can you see a better fit and a better 10 than Eze for Spurs?
Nah, man. There's literally no one out. There's no one out there. Like I'm looking at all the other names that are being brought up now. No one's really exciting me. I think we literally sent out a bunch of inquiries, right? Like just who's available, just scattergun approach, panic stations, and some of these, I don't know, these guys are all ifs. Eze is like literally the only sure thing. So
Yeah.
proven in the Prem. I think, you know, someone like Paqueta at West Ham, I would be a good shout, but
Waller.
yeah, I know if
Is
West
he,
Ham
is he is he is he up there with Eze? Is
Of
he?
course.
I guess because for me, maybe I might not. And big up Sean in the building. Big up everyone that's locked in, and Igal as well for the raid. For me, I think if Eze comes in, he's the main man.
yeah,
Like,
Mr.
he will
Spurs.
be. If Paqueta comes in, is he the main man?
I mean, he's not because it's going to be a little bit of asterisk. West Ham, the gambling thing. I don't think he can. They can't really put him as the poster boy. I think from a balling perspective, from a football perspective, maybe, but just because of his past, it might. Yeah, it's going to be hard to sell, right? So that's what I think. But there's no one else. No one else kind of gets me up my feet. I'm like Tyler Dibbling and all these other, like a lot of ifs with those guys. So the whole thing's a bit of a mess.
There is one player that I do kind of like. But Marlon, is there any player that maybe stands out for you? I'm going to say this. If I had a choice between Morgan Rogers and Eze, me personally, I would have leaned more to Morgan Rogers. And I would have said this even if we had got Eze. There's something about Morgan that I like. And I think in the unlikely event Tottenham somehow get Morgan Rogers over the line, we're hearing that straight away. As soon as the disaster happened, they were onto Morgan straight away. And then there's talk about us getting Rodrigo on loan. If in the unlikely event we pulled that off, I would be calm. I wouldn't feel so embarrassed like how I do now. Marlon, is Morgan Rogers a shout?
No, baller. 100%. He's a baller. But I think the thing is with Rogers, he's like a Stan Collymore for me, as in that built and he's strong.
Yeah.
I don't know if he could shoot. He ain't got Eze's got a shot on him. That's one thing. But I think I'd go for Rogers because his age, and I think he's got more of more potential to reach. Eze's good. Rogers good, but I just don't know. He's not really creative, Rogers. You know, he's just another person that drives with the ball, and he could take at least 2 or 3 man out of a game.
What about his price though? Like, how much would he cost?
Spurs ain't getting him though. He's 100 million, 100 or they ain't getting him though.
I don't think he's worth that. I think he's worth 65, but we're not.
No, but Villa would only, late in the window, they don't want to sell. They 80. I think 80 is what I'm saying, like type in terms of quote. So
what I can see Spurs pulling off is it Salvino from Man City? Other than that, I can't see them pulling off no one. Or the Monaco young player, but that's another player that's untested.
Ali Kalouche or something. Yeah, Al Kalouche or something. Yeah, I saw that link. Is there a shout for Ademola Lookman? For me, I think he's a good player, hard-working player, can do a job. But again, is he the person that we say is gonna take over Son? Because for me, Eze takes Son's shirt. He takes the number 7 shirt, and we're like, okay, almost like the Olympic torch has been passed to the next successor. We're talking about. When I'm seeing in the chat, SD football, big up SD football in the chat. Make sure you don't smash a like. When I'm seeing man telling man about El Kalous and Tyler Dibley, it's like what?
What anti-climax?
You know what I mean?
The future. We've got enough for the future players. That's why that is not. There's no enthusiasm about these. I don't know.
Yeah. Like they're good players, but they're not top 6 players. Do you know what I'm saying? They're not the leading lights that we need moving forward.
Spurs are like right now. Spurs are like a proper youth team at the moment.
Yeah, man. Like Mitoma on the left, I guess. But I just saw someone put that in the chat. But Mitoma kind of had his heights, like maybe 2-3 seasons ago. Hasn't hit those same heights.
Oh, Brighton. Yeah, true.
He's a shout though. Matoma's a shout. Big up Sean in the building. He says this, man, them never too high, never too low. Our club will rise again. Eze retiring from trophy collecting in N5. Arteta will still be under pressure to do that. I agree with Sean. I don't see, and a lot of Arsenal fans shaking their bum because they got this deal over the line. But if they really deep it, I actually don't see how Eze makes them better. He might not even start for them. So it's just stupid.
I think they're happy that they outdone us. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And I think obviously because we won a cup last year, anything to bring us back down potentially is this and it's like Saul Campbell. Get a grip, man. What are you not getting excited for? All I'm saying is win the league, innit? Win the league because you don't think you've got the striker midfield and now you got Eze. Win the league, innit? Let's see what you're about.
Well, if Arsenal don't win, if they don't win the league, who had the last laugh? In my view, you got your striker, you got your midfielder. You don't win the league, you're a bunch of bums, in my opinion. Like straight bums. Like you can clip it, you can put it on socials. I don't give a damn.
It's quite silly from Arsenal because Havertz goes down, who plays strike for them, and they go and get a midfielder. Like, why? I don't, like it doesn't make sense for their squad. He's a good player, but he's not what they needed. So hats off to them, I guess.
For real, bro. For real. Let's move on though. We don't need to talk about Eze. He's gone now. It's the past. For me, prior to this whole Eze debacle, I've been pleasantly surprised with Thomas Frank in terms of pre-season. I thought we had a decent pre-season against Arsenal, against Newcastle. I loved how, with the limited resources he had, he managed to put out a valiant performance against PSG and then able to show us the adaptation and the location with the way he set up the team against Burnley on the weekend, and hence why we're sitting currently joint second in the Prem. Hold that, Arsenal fans. I would like to say, you talked about Thomas Frank being motivated, and I hope he is. So let's talk about the blueprint, the next 4 games, with and without signings. I think Thomas Frank is pragmatic enough to find a system. It might not be pretty, it might be dirty, but he's pragmatic enough to still get results, in my opinion. And I have to say, I am happy with Thomas Frank, with the job he's done so far. And I think what I would like is for him to be given the resources for him to really flex his muscles. So I'm not panicking because for me, Thomas Frank has shown that the best line of defense is to defend. We're better off as a defensive unit. The issue we're going to have this season, in my opinion, is scoring goals. We might have a lot of draws this season simply because we're not able to find the back of the net. But just quickly, Zeus and Marlon, what say you and Thomas Frank so far? And then we get into our predictions for the next 4 games.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really looked at I didn't look at preseason too much. That stuff doesn't, really, I don't really weigh too much on preseason. I guess for me, it's just the last 2 games. So PSG and Burnley. PSG, before the game, everyone said we were going to get hit like double digits, 10, easy.
Yeah. And
then we go up 2-0, whatever, to concede 2 in the last 10 and whatever penalties. And it was a good performance. I watched some of the game. I kept a little bit, I wasn't fully focused on it because of work and stuff. But yeah, great performance. Holding the European champions, best team in the world, like keeping them at bay to some degree. I think he was still kind of learning the team to some degree. So when he was making subs and all that, like when you take Paulinho off and all that, and that's when things start to come off the wheels. So I think, yeah, the overall performance was fantastic. The 2 goals conceded, that's more like personnel kind of thing. Now he knows, okay, who he can trust, who he can't trust, that kind of thing. Burnley, switched it up, and then champagne football, 3 goals, like proper. Like this is, if he does this on a consistent basis, like man, that's like I said, comfortably mid-table. But depending on signings, like I said, top 4 challenge and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, like so far so good. First season, first few games, he's shown adaptation in the location, which is what he's signed up for, right? And I don't want to hate on Ange, but I think the squad did. I think the squad is pretty decent, like the team itself, and we will do significantly better just based on the coaching change alone. Like the highline stuff, I think it put like unnecessary strain on the players. So yeah, I really see us progressing just based on the manager alone.
Cool. I like that. Marlon, what are you saying, bro?
Going to what Zeus said. I was at the game on Saturday. I must have been sleeping. Apparently, we played a high line there. I didn't even notice it. It didn't seem high to me. The guy was sitting next to me. I was like, "Oh, we didn't play high line." He said, "We did." I was like, "Bro, I was watching that."
Really? I don't think so.
I'm going to give Frank time because it's a new team. I think he's a nice guy. I can see he's got a lot about him. He knows what he's doing. The fans just need to be patient. Obviously, we've all seen the changes as well. But I think not having Madison and Kulu has kind of put a dampener on stuff. I believe our squad is good enough to make top 4, top 5. If we had those.
Okay, if we had those players, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, easily. And I think now it's going to be harder for us to break down teams in our current situation. It might change if we bring someone in. I don't even know who the hell we can bring in now. Because I still think we should have went for Grealish. Why we didn't? I think Grealish would have been a good player for Spurs personally. Yeah. But not having a Madison or Kulu option who can find a pass, I think that will just possibly make us get, I don't know, maybe a top 7, top 8. But yeah, you can see the changes, and he's a motivator. He's good with young players. We are a lot more direct, I've noticed. And yeah, we'll be right. We are going to miss, no matter what people say, we're going to miss Son. Because people said Son has been missing for 2 or 3 seasons. Just the fact that he can use his right and left foot and get us out of a situation is a miss. Solanke's not really a shooter like that, from what I don't know. Neither Richarlison. We ain't got a clean shooter of the ball since. Yeah.
Solanke doesn't score the goals that Richarlison scored because he's trying to control it.
I've noticed that Solanke's control is a bit of a mad one sometimes.
He's a bad man.
Scoring goals, even though it's Burnley, it might be tricky. I don't know who can really connect. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we can score.
The only thing I would say about Son, I love Son. So Son, when I say this, man, I'm just saying it with love. But he's kind of stinking out the place for LA right now. Do you know what I mean? I think he's yet to score. He's got an assist, but he's just not looking himself, bro. I'm not gonna lie. He's not looking himself at all, man.
He's just man's good.
He should be tearing up that MLS. He's running past, man, but he just can't finish. So I feel like he looks like he's low on confidence, but he also looks like he's putting too much pressure on himself. Like I feel like he's gone there thinking I should be banging in a hat-trick every game. And man's struggling to get a shot off. I swear down, he's like struggling to get a shot on goal. Like it's weird. I don't even think I've seen him have a proper decent shot.
Oh wow!
Against any division.
You've been watching the games or highlights?
I've been seeing the highlights, bro, but it's not. Even the highlights looks dusty. I can't even lie to you, bro. I really hope Son's able to just reconnect and find his form, bro. The only thing I'm thinking about is, maybe I don't see us getting a 10. I'm being real. Maybe Thomas Frank coaches Bergvall and Papsar. So far, so good. Maybe Papsar is the brother that can do a job. Maybe what we do is we hold tight until Kulusevski comes back in December. We're hearing today that he might not even be ready for December. To be honest, he might come back in Jan. That was why we needed Eze, because there was no guarantee that Kuli was going to be back in time. But he might be able to work wonders. So I don't know. I'm hoping he does something with Sar. Sar's is probably been the standout player, second to Kudus. so far under Thomas Frank. And, you know, if he has to stink out the place and play 5 at the back, so be it, until we're able to find the right person who's going to play in the 10.
I think he'll do that against the so-called bigger teams.
Well, we've got Man City on the weekend. So our next 4 games is City, Bournemouth, West Ham, Brighton.
Who's at home? I know we're away to Man City, home to Bournemouth.
And then we're away to West Ham and Brighton.
Away to the both? Oh, yeah, because we ain't got a game till 28th of September.
Yeah. So let's talk through the City game just quickly in terms of how we think we should set up, whether we think this is going to be slightly different. We saw the City game against Wolves last week, and then we'll do an overall quick one of how many points we think we're going to get. This season, what I'm going to do is I'm going to track the points, and I'm going to ask everyone in the chat, if you're involved, we're going to tally up the points as well from everyone in the chat. So moving forward, the way it works, if for every result that you get, right, it's 3 points. So you have the potential to get 12 points on a blueprint. And we're going to be tallying everyone up, and hopefully at the end of the season, whoever gets the highest points probably ends up with a reward. And the way we will do this as well is that we'll run it a little bit like Soccer 6. So you get 3 points if you get 5 points if you get the result right and the score right. You get 3 points if you get, like, whether it's a draw, win or loss, right? And then obviously you get no point if you don't get the team right. And we're going to run a league table every 4 games moving forward. So that's going to be for us, but also for the people in the chat. But quickly, Marlon, Zeus, you saw Man City against Wolves on the weekend. We're supposed to be Man City's bogey team. Can we do something? Can we pull out an upset this weekend against City?
You know what? I didn't watch it, City, but apparently they didn't start that well last week.
Yeah.
Even though they won 4-0, but they didn't start that well. You know what? I don't know. I will go for have a cheeky punt here. 3-2 Spurs.
For real?
I'm not right. I don't know. I don't know. They're on a high from last week. I don't think City, even though I wouldn't win the league, they've got a lot of new players. So I think it's going to take a while for them to settle. But yeah, I'm going to be confident. Going 3-2 Spurs.
Mine is going 3-2 Spurs. Before I bring in Zeus in the building, bring up Nick from down under. You know, this is my family, my brother. He said, my condolences, my goals. Spurs are back in the mud with this failed transfer. Like the stream and support your boy and panel. Big up to you, Nick. We need to do something, bro. Let's connect and do something. It would be amazing. Love your stuff. Love your content. My brother's always tuning in all the way from Australia now. Liverpool fan as well. He's shaking his bum for his club. So big up to Nick in the building. Zeus, what are you telling me, bro? This weekend, can we get a result after the debacle of this week?
I saw some of the City game last weekend, and Reinders, that guy's a baller. That is a baller. Like a goal-scoring central midfielder. Best type of player to me. Like the way he's finished last week. Just top notch. That to me is going to be the player of the season, or signing of the season anyway. But I think we'll set up pretty defensively here. I can see I'm going to go 1-1. I think Frank, is going to be we're away, right? Yeah, we're going to set up, make it very hard for us to beat. We'll probably take the lead off like a set piece or something, and then they'll find a late 70th minute equalizer. No, 79th minute equalizer, something like that. But yeah, I can see us getting a point. So I'm going to go 1-1 for that.
Thank you. So we've got Marlon, 3-2 Spurs. We've got Zeus, 1-0 draw. I think Tottenham get worked, bro. I think it could be 3 or 4-0 City. I'm gonna go 3-0 City. I tell you why. I think the Eze thing is gonna be hanging over the players, but bro, we've just got no creativity. I know, generally speaking, when we play City, I'm always nervous. But we had Son, we had Kane. You know, you had players, you had Madison, you had players that could win a game out of nothing. The only person who could probably help us to stink out some sort of win is Kudus. And I really can't see what Kudus on his ones is going to do against that team. I would love for a draw, but I see Tottenham losing about 3-0. And I see a lot of us, like Marlon and Jesus, just taking it on the chin saying, we had no players, because right now Palhinha's not up to scratch. Let's just be real. He's not quite ready in terms of match fitness for me, so he could get overrun. You got Benton Core, and then you've got Papsar or Bergval. Then we've got Odebear or Tell. We've got Richarlison up top. I mean, come on, I don't even want to continue. I will be surprised. I'm telling you, the way I would jump to the sky if we somehow get a win. Marlon, the amount of respect I will give Man, just know, if we were to beat Man City, the shamelessness coming from my camp is going to be A1, you know, like that, A1. But I can't see Spurs winning this game, so I'm going with a 3-0 defeat. It's not being negative, it's just being practical. Man City have all of their players available right now, apart from Rodri. And that midfield, how do we cope with that midfield? And we're gonna sit back, we're gonna set up shop like we did against PSG. That's hard work. That means you're asking the man them to run their socks off for 90 minutes. I just don't see how we stop them scoring. And I don't trust Vicario, by the way. I just don't trust him as a goalkeeper. So, Mandem, thank you. And big up everyone locked in, locked on. We've got Dodgers saying City wins 2-1. We've got Palmer saying that City win 3-1. Jordan is going with the 2-1 Spurs win. Jordan is there with Marlon. Everyone in the chat, make sure you smash a like. Now for the predictions for the league table. Marlon, we have City that you predicted the Spurs win. Bournemouth. And I think we're saying if you get the points right, you get a bonus point. Can you predict the next 4 games for Spurs?
Can I predict?
And the scorelines, yeah.
I went Man City will win 3-2. Mad one. Bournemouth ain't no easy team, but I feel we might be able to get a 2-1 there. West Ham away. That's 6 points already, isn't it?
You can see I'm laughing. Right now, Marlon's got Spurs to win all 4 games.
West Ham, somehow, they might turn, it might be a draw. Brighton will lose. So that's 7 points. West Ham, I might go for let's go for a 1-0. Brighton will lose maybe a 2-1.
So Marlon's gone 3-2 against. It's 3-2 win against City. You've gone for what, 2-1 against Bournemouth. Yeah. You've gone for a draw against West Ham. Is that correct?
Yes, right.
1-0 draw.
1-0. Maybe a 2-1. Right.
And then a 2-1 defeat to Brighton. Yeah. Big up to everyone in the location. I'm putting on Sean's prediction. So Marlon is predicting 7 points for Spurs. Sean is predicting a draw against City, 2-0 win against Bournemouth, 3-1 against West Ham. So that's 7 points. And he's actually gone for a defeat against Brighton. Rah.
Yeah, because Brighton's got a number away from home.
Oh, is that a win for Spurs against Brighton, Sean? I need to be sure. But I feel Zeus, talk to us.
Yeah, so I had it says City 1-1 draw. Bournemouth, tough game. I think we'll lose that one. 2-1. Yeah, Bournemouth is There's no easy team, man. West Ham we're gonna smash. I'm sure 3-1. That is a home game, by the way. I'm pretty sure. I think it's a home game. And Brighton, I think we're going to take that. I don't think anyone can score. Who's Brighton's striker? I can't think of anybody.
Brighton got Welbeck. They've got oh no, they've got Minty Breath as well. Minty man, nah, he's a madman. They've got some good players.
No, I mean they lost one. I can't see them scoring a lot. Yeah, so I'm gonna go for a win there. 4-2.
So can you repeat that? So you've gone for because Marlon said you said 1-1 with City.
Yep.
Then you said what against Bournemouth?
2-1 loss.
We lose 2-1, yeah.
Yep. 3-1
win against West Ham.
And then Brighton 4-2 for win.
And then we beat Brighton 4-2.
Yeah.
So you've gone for 7 points.
Yeah.
So Marlon's gone 7 points. You've gone 7. Can I ask everyone to do me a favor? For all of you that are predicting, so you're going to be on this league table that we're doing, can you do your predictions like this, similar to Sean? All 4, so it's easy for us to capture. So Freddie, AJ, I need everyone to do all 4 games so we can capture it real quick, so we can tally up. So if you guys can all do that, all 4 results, so we know, and we'll add you to the leaderboard for the next show. Yeah. Person with the most points will get a prize at the end of the season. Hold that, and hold that. So finally, me, I can't see Spurs scoring against City on the weekend. I swear down, I'll be doing a watch along for that. If Tottenham was to score, the way I will smash my laptop, it will be epic and it'll be worth it. I see Tottenham losing 3-0 to City. I think Thomas Frank will be the first manager that doesn't get to beat City, weirdly. I don't know why. It's a feeling. It's not based on any science or sense. Then I think, bro, the way Bournemouth moved to Liverpool, Semenyo is what we should have been bringing on our wing. You know what I mean? Like if he can play on the left, that's the sort of brother. Funny enough, I think Thomas Frank can set us up in a way that we could beat Bournemouth. It's just that under Ange, we were going to get slapped up. So I think Tottenham win 2-1. I think West Ham are getting relegated, bro. I think they get slapped. I think it's 3-1 Spurs. So 2-1 against Bournemouth, 3-1 against Thing. And I think Thomas Frank sets us up in a way that we beat Brighton. And I say 2-1. So I'm going a 3-0 loss against City. I'm going, we beat Bournemouth 2-1, we beat West Ham 3-1, we beat Brighton 2-1, and I'm going with 9 points. That's simply because I think Thomas Frank will come up with a system that wins us the game. The issue we have is we don't have the depth in the squad. So them are all putting stuff in the chat, but I can't capture all of these results. I need it in one message. Big up to everyone that's locked in. So Marlon's saying 7, Zeus is saying 7, I'm saying 9. I will try to I'm gonna have to find a way to capture people's predictions today. I'm gonna find a way of capturing all your predictions. But big up to everyone that's locked in, locked on. And make sure you smash a like. If you Chinamera says this, if you scrape a win against City, I'll delete my account. Bro, if we scrape a win against City, I might delete my account. How about that, bro? I am with you on that one. You're not winning none of these games, Chimera. Bro, I think Tottenham will be sitting higher than Arsenal in the table after these games. And that's with you with Eze. And that is going to be the biggest laughing stock I've ever seen. Deji Tony Claude was cooking you over Eze Arsenal transfer. Don't worry about Tony Claude. I got him locked up in my little trophy cabinet. Don't worry. I'll be badding this brother up. Marlon, Zeus, Mandem, thank you so much for coming through. We might as well just pull it out there from now. You guys have kind of said it, but let's just make it clarified and clean. In the unlikely event that we don't sign anyone, what would be a good season for you? Not what you hope for, what would be a realistically good season. Because to be honest with you, I can't see us getting any players right now, if I'm being real. So, assuming with this squad, what would be an acceptable season for you, Zeus?
Yeah, I said already, mid-table. Mid-table finish with this squad would be like a great performance from Frank. Like losing a ton of players that I'm guessing you're probably going to build around or really fit your style, and not bringing them in, not having them available. With this guys, yeah, mid-table would be an acceptable first season. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Come. Mom?
With the current squad and injuries, I think 8th. But the injuries ain't gonna come back straight away and be ready. So yeah, I'd say currently 8th with this current squad. I think they'll do better, but I'd say 8th.
Yeah. I think given the circumstances, I have to agree. I think 8th would be a good result for Spurs. I just want to say that Freddie SP has basically predicted Spurs to get 10 points in the next 4 games. I so hope he's right. And AJ predicts 3 points. But everyone's going with a City win. But most people saying that we're going to lose to Brighton, which is very, very sad times if we're losing to teams like Brighton, in my opinion. But Marlon and Zeus, Marlon, I know it's late for you. Zeus, big up to you as well. Thank you for your time this evening, and big up to everyone that's locked on. Thank you for being here. We will see you on the next show, which will be in 4 weeks' time. So after this, we'll come back in 4 weeks. Say that again?
When's the international break?
That's got to be coming up, innit? Like mid. I think the third. I think after this running, I think in between this now. I need to double check, but I think in September definitely there's some international games for sure. Yeah, but yeah, Marlon, thank you. Zeus, thank you. Everyone in the chat, thank you. Tomorrow I'll be doing a preview with LB, hopefully in the afternoon, and I will be doing a step to the mic as well, just to catch up on all the week. So looking forward to catching up with everyone. But until then, good night.
Peace.